Hi, welcome to Rate My Cigar. So, me and Chuck are smoking a cigar, and I thought we'd do a video on what we're discussing tonight. I'll bring you into the conversation. We're discussing about ULEZ and how incredibly great it is. And I'm looking...
Great.
Yeah. Chuck's only just realised what it actually means. As in, no, not what it means.
I was going to say.
No, what I mean is, he's only just realised what cars it means to.
The thing is, for me, like, it doesn't bother me. Like, whenever I go into London, I take an S350 Merc, and it is ULEZ compliant, so it doesn't bother me. But for the average person, if you drive into London, oh my god, it is an absolute ball ache, in the nicest way possible. Like, pretty much, other than like a very small handful of cars, it pretty much has to be after 2014, and like the majority of people still drive older cars. Yeah, so it's basically like, buy a new car or you're not allowed in.
Yeah, but
or you have to pay loads of money.
Yeah, but the problem is, when you just said after 2014, my car's newer than 2014
and it's still not compliant.
No.
Oh, it's
crap.
Stupid.
But the stupid thing is,
but the really stupid thing is, now this is what grates me, right? So you've got as an example, right, the average person, Mark IV Golf 19 TDI, right, classic, everyone has had one, amazing on fuel, very economical, they emit like hardly any emissions, not ULEZ compliant. However, if you have an old car which is over 40 years, so an old absolute like gas guzzler, the worst for the environment, ULEZ compliant because it's classic. It makes absolutely no sense at all. Like, no sense at all. It's crazy.
I saw a Citroen BX diesel on Facebook.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but they've got the 19s in.
But
the older ones have got the 19s. If that's an old one, that'd be good on fuel. Obviously, it's Citroen BX.
But everything else around it will fall apart.
No, they don't. They're good. They're fine. I've had loads of them. We used to go out fielding them and everything. They were good. They, they break more than anything else, but they were funny.
Yeah, so they break more than anything else. So
I'm going to see if I can find that car now. I need to buy a car, basically. Because
to leave,
I just want to buy. I need to buy a cheap car so I can is ULEZ compliant. That's what I want to do. So what I'm thinking of doing is just buying the cheapest piece of engineering.
This is the other thing I don't understand, right? Right, BMW 118 is like the most slowest. Like, it's a diesel. It emits no emissions because it's like £30 a year to tax, so it absolutely emits nothing. Still not ULEZ compliant. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't understand it at all. Really don't. Obviously, it's a bit of a cash cow, but oh, I can see you in that Nissan Micra.
That's compliant. That's compliant.
But, oh my god, it's compliant. Can you imagine actually driving that?
Look at the guy sat next to it. He's literally bigger than the car.
He's lost the will to live. You can tell by looking at his face.
He's stuck in the car. He can't get out.
Oh dear. Oh wow.
How about Citroen C1?
Not to mention, I don't think you'd actually fit in a Nissan Micra.
Well, that would be
6'6".
Yeah.
Yeah. Nissan.
I'm only a little guy.
You're about as little as I am.
A Toyota, what the hell is that? Oh my god.
Oh, an Igo. What?
That's a bit of you, that is.
Whoa. Moving up in the world. Don't get me wrong, I can understand like the appeal of these tiny cars if you live like in the middle of a city and parking's a nightmare and like
if there was a ULEZ charge, I'd still drive any size car or van.
Yeah, I'm talking like for the average person, like
that can't drive.
Kind of.
See, I would get one of them, but I'm not a hairdresser.
Oh my god. I could actually see you driving one of those. You'd actually fit in if you put the roof down as well. Volkswagen Beetle convertible. Roof down, fits. Roof up, you'll be driving like that.
What was that film, the Beetle convertible? I don't know, it's a film in the in the 90s. It was a terrible film. Whoever it was drove around one. But no, seriously, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, actually, I was sort of reading through my news feed because I get like a lot of news come up on my computer in the morning, and interestingly, obviously, with the elections which will be coming up shortly, loads of people are like saying, "Oh, we'll get rid of the ULEZ charge," to try and get themselves obviously into the seat. But will
It can't happen. It can't.
I don't think it will.
It can't. You look at how much it costs in London. Don't hold me to this because I never go into London, and if
I try not to if I can help it.
and if I do, I use my motorbike because it's free.
Did you know there's one good thing in London? Do you know what it is?
There isn't anything in London.
There is. There's one good thing in London.
Davidoff shop.
No, road out.
Road out. But
I stand by that as well. Oh, London absolutely drives me crazy.
But London, can't remember what I was saying now. What was I saying?
Must have been important. This happens as you get older.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't remember.
Thing is, like, loads of our viewers who are watching this are probably living in London, and they're probably facing the exact same issues which a lot of our people. But then
Yeah,
again,
but it's not just London. Look at France, right?
Yeah.
France. If you look at Paris, and then you go right, well, Paris round the outside, that's got ULEZ, but no, they've gone round the outside, covering all the motorways. So anybody driving from one end of France to the other,
Barcelona as well.
Barcelona's done exactly the same thing,
Yeah.
but Barcelona's done it differently to Paris. Paris,
In what respect?
I don't mind Paris so much. Paris, if they'd done it over here like they did in Paris, then I wouldn't be so annoyed, and neither would 99% of everyone else. Paris, £5 per vehicle per year.
Which is fair enough.
Or,
I like that.
well, that's what I paid.
A
That's what I
massive
paid for
punch to the wallet every
my
day,
camper
is it?
van.
But the thing is, which gets me, it's like, pay this whatever it was, £12.50 a day or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And that supposedly fixes the air.
Oh,
then
hang on a second.
you get to New
Don't
Year's
forget the
Eve.
congestion charge as well.
Yeah, but then you get to New Year's Eve, and they sent up £3 million worth of fireworks in the middle of London into the sky, and the amount of smoke and rubbish which came off them, which you watched in the video. But like, that's all right. Just carry on paying the ULEZ charge, and it'll clear up.
I didn't think of that. That's good. I like that.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Absolutely
but the
crazy.
thing is, look, okay, so
Thing is,
but
cars aren't even the issue. With all like the global problem of like everything, like cars aren't the issue. It's boats and planes. You look at like the sky map of all the planes which are going around the world, and when you actually realise quite how many are in the sky at the same time, it is like absolutely horrendous.
do you know? I don't think we're allowed to say that word in the channel either.
Really?
Yeah, because videos get banned.
Okay, Corvid.
Okay, right. So when there was a pandemic, and the pandemic, everyone stayed at home, and now we're in the south of England, and I live literally 5 minutes from the beach, maybe 6 minutes. Now, around Southampton, that's a little bit further up the coast, where the boats hadn't been going in and out, the water was crystal clear. People said they could see fish.
Do you know, it's funny you say that,
Right.
because I remember at the time, obviously you weren't allowed out unless you had a valid reason to go out. Like for instance, if you had a dog, like I do, who needed walking. So like we'd go and we'd take her down to the beach or down to the forest. And when we got to the beach one day, I remember saying to my missus, I was like, wow, look at the sea. I was like, it actually looked like see-through again.
Yeah.
And it actually, like, it was super clear, like really, really clear.
But the thing is, I actually went down by me, down to the beach, and I kid you not, there was no rubbish on the beach. And what I mean by that is none being washed up, and the water was just like another country.
It was crazy. It literally was like I'd gone to like Spain or France or something. It had changed dramatically.
But the funny thing is, when you go out, for instance, a mile out to sea, the water is still as mean and dirty, even a mile out, and that is like 100, 200 feet deep. So you think how much pollution these boats put into the water.
Yeah.
And but don't worry, we'll fix everything by
But £12.50. It's done.
£12.50.
Yeah, £12.50.
And the stupid thing is, they think it stopped people from going into London.
Well, no, it doesn't. It just makes them loads of money by all the people who have to go into London. The thing is, though, like,
yeah, but they haven't just done it for that. Do you know what
of course,
it's a knock-on effect, right?
Yeah,
Everyone has to go and buy a new car. All the old cars get scrapped. People spend more money buying newer cars on finance, on going to garages, more tax, more VAT. The government made more money. It's a quick fix for them to make a load of money, and every other country's followed. But if it stops a certain amount of vehicles, people use public transport a bit more, then yes, it is a good idea. But it's just costing the wrong people the money.
Yeah, 100%.
The people that can afford it.
Who lived inside that zone for X amount of years, and all of a sudden it gets pushed past their boundary, and they're stuck with like 2 or 3 cars which they've got to pay for every time they want to use them, or just to go out of their road. It is insanity, absolute insanity.
But there's if you look in Barcelona, if you've got a ULEZ car, it's like 24 days a year you're allowed to drive that car in the ULEZ zone. Other than that, you're not allowed to use it. Network is really good.
Yeah.
You can get on a bus and you can go anywhere. Now,
but to be fair, London's is very good as well.
Yeah, but it's expensive.
Very but it is expensive. Yeah, I know. Like I went on a business trip there. Literally, was it about a month and a half ago? And by the time you've blipped the tube loads of times and you've got like to where you need to be, by the end of the day, you have actually spent quite a lot of money.
Well, the reason I'm looking for something that's ULEZ, see, I don't often drive into London. If I did, I use my bike. But
it's a long pedal from here.
My motorbike. So, yeah, let's say that what I want to do is I'm looking to get a car. Now, the car I want to get is I want it to be a cheapy car. I want to drive over to Europe and I'm going to leave it at an airport, come home after I've driven around maybe, and then go back, pick the car up and drive to another airport possibly. That was my idea. Or I'd just dump it South Europe somewhere and then go back to it and keep using it. That was my idea. But to actually spend, if you go back a couple of years, you could have gone out and spent a couple £100 on a car and done that and never mind.
Problem is, they're gone now. That's it. Like even couple £100 cars now, they're like so hard to find. Really, really hard to find. Ever since the beginning of the pandemic, all the cheap cars have gone up in price. All of them. Now, I'm not quite sure why, but like beforehand, you'd pick up loads and loads of old cars, like really like good old cars, like I don't know, E300 Mercs, E320 CDIs, like comfy, luxury, still go all right, and you'd pick them up for I don't know, £600. They're like cheap.
But the problem
is,
not
there anymore.
I'm looking at cars right now, and do you know what I'm finding? People aren't looking after their cars because they can't afford to. Yeah. They're not fixing them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of cars. Like there's one car that's, for instance, what was it? I can't remember. It was a whatever car it was, but it had a master cylinder needed to be doing for the MOT. A master cylinder. Well, in my head, I'm thinking a master cylinder, £40.
Laying on your back underneath the seat, under the dash, priceless. I've been there and done it.
But the thing is, how long is that going to take to fit? Not long.
Yeah.
But take it to a garage. Okay, straight away the part's £100, £50 for some brake fluid, and
couple £100 for fitting it,
and they're going to charge you £250 for fitting it, and straight away you've got £500 bill. But the days where people tinker with cars, that's what people call it, are gone. Yeah. I think.
See, my issue now is like after years of racing cars and like building race cars and maintaining them all the time, my issue, I can't be bothered with it anymore. If I've got brake pads to do, I'm like, oh, I've got to do the brake pad. I just can't be bothered. I'm like, I'll give it to a garage. Can't be bothered. It's bad, but like, I just feel like I've.
Yeah, but I know that feeling. I'm the same.
I know.
I had listen how bad this is. I had a header tank to do. A header tank, right? It's one bolt, and there's two Jubilee clips.
Lines on it, yeah.
2 Jubilee clips, and also don't forget you got to pour in the antifreeze. It's a lot of work, yeah. And because it was going to the garage anyway for an MOT, I literally left it for them to do. They probably charged me 50 quid because I just couldn't be bothered, and that's the bad thing. But
I'm laughing just because I can relate to this so badly. Like at the moment, it's like if a car dies, I just say, that's right, stick it in the barn, forget about it, buy another one. And then now I'm like absolutely full. I'm like, maybe I should actually start fixing some of them.
Yeah, but I used to do that. See, it's like my Golf. I was driving a Golf round, and I pulled off my driveway, and as I pulled off the driveway and I got two wheels onto the road, the engine seized. I'm not joking, right? I'm not joking. And this car, obviously, I treated with lots of respect, where I'd never had it serviced.
Never checked the oil, clearly.
What's oil? Never done the oil. But no, it's the camshaft snapped. So I literally phoned up my mate, he came over, we towed it to the garage, and I just said, oh, can you fix that somewhere? That was parked down the garage for 4 months, and because they were busy, they just never got around to doing it. But the day it happened, I literally just got my phone out.
This is the issue of using like French. You're like, oh, just do it when you get time. They're like, yeah, okay. The problem is nowadays garages just do not. They're rammed. They don't have time.
So that sat there. But later that day it happened. I picked my phone up and go, right, okay, just buy another car. Oh yeah, that one I do. And I went and bought another car, and I just forgot about it. And then my dad's car failed its MOT, and I had to go and buy my dad a car. And I just couldn't be bothered to literally deal with a load of idiots selling cars, because
as well now, it's not just idiots selling cars, but like it's actually hard to buy a good cheap car now because there's so many,
and they're all traders selling them.
It's not that; it's the scammers. The scammers on Facebook, eBay.
I mean, look at this. I bet you I can find a scammer.
Well, like an M5 for like £2,500.
No, don't be silly. They're about 1,500, aren't they? Okay, here we go. A tooth. Oh, so let's get something that's ridiculous.
There you go. Found one.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, see conversation. Let me. Oh, yeah. I've already messaged him and he's ignored me, but.
2015 BMW 1 Series Sport with 90,000 miles for £1,500. Bargain.
Oh, about this then. A 2013 for £3,000, or a 2018 for £7,000.
That's actually legit, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
No, it's not. No, it is a scammer. I take that.
You click on the listing, right? Look. They've got a 2019 motorhome for £15,000. So that 2019 motorhome's worth.
It's not just one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they're all different photos in different places.
I mean, that there.
It is painful, isn't it? It actually is painful. Yeah, really hard. Really hard.
But these cars are less than half the price. I mean, a 2019 Mazda, right, MX-5 for £7,000. I mean,
funnily enough, I actually stopped my own mum getting scammed about probably 8-9 months ago.
She was this for sale?
And she found one, and it was on eBay. And I said to her, she said, oh, it's at the right money. I was like, no, it's too cheap. And I said to her, right, do me a favour, because she'd been talking to the guy and talking about going to see it, and he said he wanted to deposit beforehand. I was like, nah, it doesn't sound right. So I said, do me a favour, just wait till the end of the day and let me have a look at it properly. And I found the same pictures being used in another advert for about, I think it was £12,000 more than what she found it for. And in the end, it turned out it was a scammer, and they'd used someone else's photos. And she spoke to him on the phone, lovely sounding guy, but probably like they're so convincing. That's the issue. But thankfully, I stopped her from buying it.
Well, I can tell you a quick story. Right, I've got a good friend of mine. I'm not going to mention any names because it could be embarrassing. But he found a motorhome, and it was like £20,000 cheaper than it should have been. And I said to him, I said, that's not real. He said, yeah, I've spoken to her on the phone. And I've got her address, I've got loads of photos of the vehicle and everything. And I went, right, and then he said, I'm going to go and pick it up. So he needed a deposit before he went over there. So he paid £6,000 deposit.
Oh.
And then I said to him, mate, it's a scam. And he's like, no, it's not. He turns up at my house 2 hours later and he goes, can we drive to Liverpool now and go and get it? Because I've got the address. I went, right, okay. This is at 9 o'clock at night. Oh, no. So at 9 o'clock at night, I drove from my house, the South England, as far as you can go down, to Liverpool, that's 5 hours,
5.5 hours,
yeah, 6 hours. So we drove all the way up there, parked outside the house at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I took my camper van. We slept in the van, we got up at 8 o'clock, he knocks on the door, some guy answers, hello, yeah, I don't know what you're on about. And yeah, that's how we lose £6,000.
That's painful.
Let me see how I'm getting on with this. No, they haven't replied yet. But I guarantee when they reply, I'll show you what it says. It will say something along the lines of, please email me, so that straight away you've been taken off of Facebook. So when you email them, they will say, yeah, we can do this. If you want to raise deposit, I'll deliver it for you or something. Or raise deposit and then you can pick it up in 3 weeks. You know.
The issue is though, like, it's not just like 50, 100 ads, like hundreds of ads. There's thousands of these ads. Thousands.
I'm not joking. Facebook need to be making some sort of effort to actually stop these ads.
The thing is, it doesn't, because you can report them and then they'll come back and say, oh no, we've had a look at it and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but I mean, there was somebody selling. What the hell was it? They were selling Rolexes, brand new Rolexes apparently, for £1,000. I mean, they're only 12 grand, and they even had a gold one that was like a 36 grand Rolex for 1,250 quid. Right, I reported it to Facebook, and this was a couple of years ago, and Facebook didn't do anything about it.
Standard. It's literally normal.
But
Absolutely normal.
It's bad.
Interesting enough, they've actually now stopped you from using scam in group chats and stuff like that. So a couple of group chats I'm on, someone put a couple of bits up for sale, and I was like, nah, that's not right. I looked at his profile. He just joined the group and got into the group chat, and he's used someone else's photos, which I Google Lens, and they come up as someone else's advert. So I was like, I went to write scamming, click send, and it said your message couldn't be sent. And because I'd written scam, they blocked me from sending scam on there.
So you can't warn people now?
No, but you can. You do S space CAM, and then it will let you post it. It's just crazy.
Or can you put something else with less nicer English?
Yeah.
But this is the whole thing. It just
and I think it's cheap cars as well. Like, obviously there's loads more expensive stuff, but they are doing the cheap cars as well. So it's hard to find cheap cars at the right money as well. It is a problem, isn't it? It is definitely a problem, for sure. But it is like accelerated so much since the beginning of the pandemic.
Well, this is how much it's. I mean, basically, we could start a discussion on how the banks are not letting us have our own money and stuff. But the thing is, I mean, I had a client turn up and to do my business, he had to pay me £1,000. Now, the guy was next to me. He was a client of mine, so he's on my premises. You know, it's a proper business. I'm a registered company. Now, this guy was trying to send me £1,000, and the bank stopped the payment from his bank. He phoned up his bank, and they said, well, we don't think you should be sending this. He said, well, no, I need to do this, explain what was going on. And I heard them on loudspeaker saying, you know, are you sure this isn't a scam? And he said, I'm stood next to the guy. I need to send this money. And they were trying to talk him out of it. And saying, you know, this is a scam, it sounds like a scam. And I'm thinking, this doesn't sound anything like a scam. You know, I'm giving this guy what he should be getting. He was paying me what I should be getting. Everything was all 100% legit. But, you know, he even told him the name of the company and everything. And he had to give him my phone number and God knows what. And the bank still didn't want to send the money.
Wow.
And it's mad because it shows either two things there. It's either the banks are getting so many people getting scammed, or...
Which, to be honest, is probably half of the case, for sure, yeah.
But also they're trying to control where money's going. And you know everyone knows that.
Yeah.
You know, but there's no proof.
Painful. Absolutely painful. Yeah, it's becoming tricky nowadays, isn't it? It's becoming tricky.
Buying stuff, selling stuff.
Impossible.
I know.
Thankfully, I don't really sell much. So if I get bored of something, eventually, like after years, like, oh, yeah, okay, get rid of it.
To be honest, I mean, I've got to the stage now where I can't be bothered. I don't really advertise stuff now. Now it's I may advertise, like, I sold a load of Martin Escort parts a little while ago, and they were worth a lot of money, and I've had them for years, because I used to have Martin Escorts. Well, I still have got one, but anyway. So, yeah, so I've got loads of parts. Now, I couldn't really be bothered, so I saw somebody who wanted ad for one part I knew I had, so I messaged him, he came over, and he bought a load of stuff. And he knew somebody else, and then my phone number got round with loads of different people, and I sold loads of bits. But I had genuine people phoning me up. I didn't put, like, you know, a World Cup cross member on there for 100 quid when they're like £2.50 new, and people trying to offer me £3.50. Do you know what I mean? I mean, a World Cup cross member can't go wrong. It is what it is. You know, it's a solid piece of metal. But this is the world we live in, and it's gone really bad, I think.
Yeah, it's becoming tricky.
So what was the last thing you bought on the internet?
The last thing I bought on the internet.
Off of second-hand item.
The last second-hand item I bought on the internet.
No, not we're not mentioning.
Technically, a BMW E30.
No, that's not somebody you knew.
But it was through the internet.
No, something.
Last thing I bought on the internet. Do you know, I actually can't think what it was. It's Christmas shopping.
Second-hand.
Well, no, not second-hand. Yeah, true.
See, this is the weird thing.
The problem is, I tend to avoid it now.
That's what
because of all this hassle. Like,
see, I used to buy loads of stuff off the internet, second-hand stuff on Facebook and everything, and eBay. I used to buy so much stuff, and
I know the last thing you bought, second-hand, on the internet.
My sim, yes.
The racing simulator, yeah.
But yeah, it's quite interesting. So the genuine people are losing the will to actually use it.